Well, hey, church, it's Pastor Mike, and just like I told you this morning at church, here's a video that you might want to grab a piece of paper, pencil, something, a pen to take notes to get some ideas. What we do at the end of every year is something that we call a legacy offering. We look for projects, usually out in the community, ways that we think we can serve, specific things that we feel like the Holy Spirit leads us to participate in. You know, that's an area of building relationship, it's an area of missions, or whatever in that place. And so legacy offering is from now until the end of this year. So for those that want to do year-end giving, this is a way for you to pray about and do that. This year, 5 legacy lanes that we're going to walk through in this video to help you to understand each of the particular lanes. So let me start locally. We go with Acts 1:8, which they said, when the Holy Spirit comes upon you, was talking to the disciples, then you will be my witnesses in Jerusalem, Judea, Samaria, and to the ends of the earth. So he almost said like Leesburg, Florida, the Southeast, the United States, bigger ends of the earth. And so we take that as a model. So our first lane is a local lane. That local lane I'm very, very excited about. Initially, we actually changed this lane, which is kind of cool, because we were going to work with the police department on helping them give gifts to kids who had need. But because you guys are such awesome givers, we already have the funds for that. So we're going to do that anyway. The one that we're really excited about, that we're asking you to pray about considering giving to, is 2023 is Leesburg Police Department's 100th anniversary as a police department. The police department is trying to do all kinds of neat things for their employees, for the patrolmen, for dispatchers, and all different commemorative badges and all these kind of things. And so we'd like to buy some of those things for them. We'd like to be the ones that come along and support them. And if they get some cool shirt, in records that is the 100th anniversary, or a badge or whatever. So if you would like to give in that lane, that's a way that we are supporting our local police department. Okay, now let's talk regionally. Regionally, we always try to reach out, something maybe the Southeast United States, something in the United States. And we are so excited to, once again, we've been doing this for a number of years, and it's one of my favorites. We partner with Care for Pastors, who ministers to pastors who have gone through a church split, lost their job, they're in between jobs, the church is struggling. And they give us names of pastoral families that are in tough situations, that finances are not good, they don't have a job right now, they're looking for a church. And here we are, Christmas is coming. And so what we do is, based on your giving, we will write a check for $500 to that pastoral family. And I write a personal note and I tell them, you cannot use this money personally. You cannot use it for ministry. You have to use it for your family. This is for you for Christmas. Merry Christmas. We already have 5 families that we have names from Care for Pastors. I'd like to do 8 or 10, but that's just up to how God prompts you to give. So pray about that one. So 100th anniversary of Leesburg Police Department locally. Second is regionally, we're doing Care for Pastors, and then we go globally. So globally, I went to Pastor Doug and said, Pastor Doug, you're very tied with the missions community. He's on a mission board and talks to a lot of people. What is really getting the gospel out there right now? What is, from your point of view, a high producer, let's say? We want to put our dollars somewhere. And he said, it's one of the things that's been consistent for years, and it's something called the Jesus Film. The Jesus Film is something that was produced. It was actually Bill Bright's idea originally back in the day, and it's been going for 20 years, and they've created a film. They go into a village, they take a sheet, hang the sheet up between 2 trees, a generator, a projector, and the Jesus Film, and they show it in their language and have the opportunity for people to receive Christ. And the numbers are crazy. For them to do one of those events cost $175. So we're excited about the opportunity. And then what they do is they follow up and try to create a small group and maybe even eventually a church. So you could consider the Jesus Film as not only evangelism and missions, but church launching potentially in each of those villages. So pray about that. If God puts that on your heart, would love to write a check. Great thing is the Jesus Film, their headquarters is in Orlando. You might want to look them up. You could even drive over, take the family over and go through. They got a whole sort of a museum, if you will, because they've been doing it for so many years, to show you exactly what they do. So We've got the Care for Pastors, which is regionally local, the 100th year of our Leesburg Police Department. Globally, we're going to be doing the Jesus film, and then 2 capital projects. New idea for us this year, but one is we would like to redo the bathrooms in the Leesburg High Auditorium. Obviously, it would be great for us on Sunday mornings to have nice bathrooms when guests come and all that. But Mr. Randolph is really excited about the thought of him having principals or the superintendent come in for meetings in the auditorium and them having very nice bathrooms. So as you know, bathrooms are not cheap these days. So we would love to do that, but as God puts it on your heart to give, you can pray through that. And our final lane is we have been looking at buildings. Now, when I say that, people go, wait a minute, what about the school? We're not leaving the high school. Okay, that is who we are. That's where God's called us to be. But we do rent office space, and we do rent a place where our youth group and our worship center is. We are looking at some buildings right now to possibly purchase, to combine all that into one place, to where we have the offices of the church, where youth group can meet, but also that can be a small sanctuary, if you will, for gathering, small group gathering, adult leader training, dream team training, etc. Another room for the worship center, a place where our musicians can get together and train and worship together and have worship nights. And then also possibly another space for Love in Action. Love in Action is growing so much in the way that we reach out and serve the community. So we would like to, we think for the first time ever, purchase a building, not just rent as we've done. And we really feel led that is the best stewardship move for us. I prayed a lot about this, talked a lot with our trustees and our elders. And so we're looking at that right now. So 5 lanes. And if you have any questions, you are welcome to call, set up a meeting with me. Would love to explain any of you. But real quick, 5 lanes. Locally, Leesburg Police Department's 100th anniversary, supporting them. Regionally, Care for Pastors, that we care for pastoral families. Globally, the Jesus film, right, spreading the gospel through the use of that medium. The Leesburg High School bathrooms and redoing the bathrooms, and then a new multi-purpose building for the church. There are 5 lanes. Would you pray and just ask and do whatever God tells you to do? And we'll know that as God prompts you and you give, that'll be God telling us, yes, I want you to do these projects. So pray, church, and thank you for being such amazing givers. And we'll see you next Sunday.